Hello and welcome to another episode of One Lap. Today we are putting around the 64 kilowatt hour Hyundai Kona electric. This is the 2020 with the new updated UI system. This particular version is the ultimate trim, which means it has everything available. It's 2020, the car only has, I don't know, something like 2,000 miles on it or less. So we have adaptive cruise control, lane centering, air-conditioned seats, whole bunch of good stuff. But let's talk about what's gonna make this thing go around the track. We have, again, a 64 kilowatt hour battery pack, that's capacity. We have a 160 kilowatt motor, that's power. And so that means this thing should be pretty sprightly down the straightaway. Top speed of 106 miles per hour. I wonder if we'll hit it on the return. The car has 4 driving modes: Eco Plus, Eco, Normal, and Sport. Of course, we'll be in Sport mode. I'm gonna turn stability and traction control completely off, which the car allows you to do, and we'll see how well it does around our 2-mile course here. I'm pretty excited. We're at the starting line in the Kona EV. So I'm gonna first select sport driving mode. I'm going to dial up the regen. Let's see. Oh wait, I think I have to be in drive for this. I'm gonna dial up the regen to level 3, there we go. The Bolt has 4 different levels of regen controlled with these steering wheel paddles, and you can pull and hold the left regen pedal to get even more. No need to do that on the track. The brake pedal has really good blending as well. This car can do 150 kilowatt regen, which is really impressive given that it only charges at 76, 77 peak. I'm going to push and hold the traction control button. So that second beep was traction and stability control disabled. Battery is at 94%. It's all warmed up, did a couple laps. The gearbox and gear train should be well warmed up, so let's see how she does. Now the Kona is known for spinning the tires off the line. I'm going to try and manage tire spin so we don't, kill any time accelerating. And in 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, a little bit of tire squeal. And trying to feed in the power. There we go. Now we're at full power, 45 miles an hour. Finally hooked up. Here we go, really strong power. We're already at 90 almost, 90 miles an hour. We're in the, wow, the brake pedal is really kind of weird. Hard to modulate. Wow, very lift off oversteery. It is not an understeery kind of car at all. It does emergency braking every time you slam on the brakes because it doesn't, so basically modulation under heavy brake loads is pretty hard. The Chevy Bolt was definitely better at that. This feels faster though. It handles really well for an SUV. Like, that is crazy how nimble it feels through here. If this thing had some good tires. Through the new section. Love the new S's. And the Kona's really fun. We're gonna manage power output because it'll just roast the inside tire there. So we're gonna feed in at about 30–40% power, just maintaining 63 to 65 miles an hour around the loop. Oh yeah, I like this car a lot. I mean, I think for an electric car, Teslas are certainly better handling, but this is not far off if you need a front wheel drive hatchback. This is really fun. Just needs some good rubber. Oh yeah, and the reason the rubber isn't great is because they're trying to get range out of it. And that was almost 90 miles an hour through the back S's, hard on the brakes. But look at that thing lift off oversteering through here, throwing it in. Oh, stability control did kick in under hard G loads there. The braking system's really good. The pedal, when you really get on it, it knows you're trying to stop. All right, let's manage wheel spin pulling out of here. And it has so much torque, it doesn't know what to do with it. It's so funny. Electric cars really are pretty fast. We're 80, 90 miles an hour, 90, 87 past the start finish, and we're at 100 now. Let's get that 150 kilowatt regen. Shows me on the screen when I click through these settings, but we're too slow now. Well, my thoughts on the Kona are this handles way better than it should. Like, this is a practical, economical commuting vehicle. You can go on trips with it. I've driven one halfway across the US, and so like, it's not really meant for performance driving, but it's really good. I would put this up against any, you know, Volkswagen GTI if it had similar tire setups or something like that. I'm a big fan. I think Hyundai's made a way better handling vehicle than they ought to have. My biggest complaint really is just with the brake pedal tuning. It is kind of funky. But yeah, nice work Hyundai, good work Kona. So let's take a look back at the lap and reveal the lap time. Now you can see the Kona rocket off the line. It roasts its front tires. It has no drivetrain smoothing whatsoever. As we come into the braking zone, the brake pedal is just not tuned for performance, and it thinks anytime you're trying to brake hard, you need to do an emergency stop and just gets you into full ABS braking. Cornering is really great on this car. It tends to oversteer, very neutral balanced car, definitely does not lead towards understeering, and it's pretty fun. So let's talk about the time this car did it in. Of course, you can take a look at our document in the description below that goes through every car we've run in our one lap series, and it's important to note that all of these times are not the cars being pushed 10/10ths. They are not my cars, and I want to return them in one piece, but it does give us a general understanding of how the cars compare. The Kona did the one lap in 2 minutes dead. Pretty good, as expected, nothing revolutionary. Good work to Hyundai and the Kona.